everyone, and welcome back to a brand new video. And today's video is something different but also something that you know of, which is I put on Antweight events around Northern Ireland with Mecha Mayhem. These are the public events. The stuff that you see is the series that I put together after filming all the fights and doing a couple of editing and bits and pieces like that. But I've never actually shown the setup and how I get to these events and the behind the scenes stuff, and today I'm going to show you. So we're getting ready to go to Comber. That's our last event of the year of 2024. It's also our first event. It's the very first event we ever went to in 2023, starting up the public events with Mecha Mayhem. So here's a little rundown of all the prep work we're doing. So we're bringing a lot of ant weights, a few beetle weights and a featherweight to do demonstrations and to let the public fight the machines, do like a little mini tournament. They're also having a couple of guests as well. We have Team Maniac, who are our pilot series champion of Mecha Mayhem. We also have Team Apollo coming along with their trophy, their Series 8 trophy, which they did the last time in Comber. And we have a couple of other teams, Damage Dealer and a new team that are going to come to the event and put on some fights. Now, the thing is, the arena that I had for the Lisburn event started to fall apart. Not really fall apart, we're starting to show its age, and I decided to completely rebuild the arena. So we're going to show you that first, and then we're going to show you the rest of the stuff. Yay! There you have it. That's the new arena. So that's making its debut at this event. This is the 2025 arena. So we're hoping to bring that to like proper tournaments and stuff like that and open to the public and tour it around more. Plans are in motion for that, but we're still getting there. We're only small. Small little company. It's going to take some time to get to the level of Bristlebot Builders and other companies like that. So we're also waiting for Ryan to come from Titan Forge, the 3D printing company, but you all know him as Ryan Wade. He stepped in to help us out with transport. He also did it for our first Mecha Mayhem event, so it's nice to have Ryan back to help us again for our last event of the year. So you're going to have some fun watching us try to pack it into his new Acto 1 conversion car. That'll be fun to watch. And then we'll be in Comber at the Wheelside Heroes store, and you get to see what the store's like inside and the setup and stuff like that. So we're really hoping for a good turnout. That's the one thing about putting on events like this, is sometimes there's not a good turnout and sometimes there's a really good turnout, which is very stressful because you're not really expecting who will show up. Maybe 10 will show up, maybe 4 will show up. Sometimes there's been about 20 to 23 people show up and you're like, I wasn't prepared for this. I need to get better at that. But yeah, so here we go. Wish me luck. No, please, wish me luck. We do have a house robot known as Flick, which is our very powerful flipper house robot, but unfortunately we don't have room to fit him in with the rest of the robots. Plus the new arena is slightly smaller than the one that Flick is usually in. Unfortunately it will take up too much room. And our safety marshal, Mr. Took, has deemed it not allowed. So yeah, Sorry, Flick, you are not going with us this time. So got everything set up into the car and then got everything set up at the store. Dave from Apollo came with the Series 8 trophy and we got everything prepared and set up for the day's event. Dave was nice enough to operate the mini Apollo in our little rumble battle and he did really well. What happened in this fight was that the blade on Carbide broke off in the first hit and then Dave flipped Carbide onto the pit and he won the fight. The rest of the battles here were from some devastating hits throughout the day. So the winners of the 150 kg battles were Damage Dealer. For the 450 grams, it was Judas. As you can see here, some really devastating fights. And then we had the Big Bot Rumble at the very end, which was really fun. This is the part you don't see, the damage that happens to robots, and here's some of the damage I'm going to talk about. And this is the part you don't see at the events, but as you can see, Leviathan here, after the Destructigator fight, yeah, it got some really, really big damage. Thankfully, we can salvage this robot because the front hinge flipper is still attached and works. A little couple of scuffs and scores, so we really don't have to get this one printed out again, thankfully. Well, I'm going to try. So we're going to try and fix it up. Drive motors are still working, thankfully. And let's see if we can get this one going. Monty, as well, suffered some major damage twice to Judas. The whole gearbox motor, when it got hit, the nuts came out of it. You can see here, if it focuses, those two screws came flying out of it and the gearbox flew out. Thankfully, it didn't get too much damage. However, back top panel is gone, so we have to make a new top panel for it. Added a new battery just to be safe, and we're going to add the tail back to it, and hopefully we will have these two ready to be repaired for the next event that they'll be in, which will be the Mecha Mayhem Series 2 show. But yeah, this is the behind the scenes of the stuff I have to do after live events with robots getting damaged. Another robot that got damaged at the event was Triple X, and even though surprisingly it made it all the way up to the final of the event with Damage Dealer, it ended up suffering really bad drive problems, which was because of the wheels snapping off and shearing the gear motors. So what I had to do is replace these old wheels with bigger, chunkier wheels, which are like more rubber, and it seems to be giving it better traction. So it's going to be ready for next year's events, which I'm really happy to see how well it goes. Another machine that did well at the event but also got damaged is my old boy Rusty, and it was only did one fight at the event, which was the Big Bot Rumble, but the new Chinese machine Big Boy was the one who done the big significant damage to it. So what Big Boy did to it was it grabbed it that badly that it actually snapped a gearbox motor on it. So the plastic gear that goes onto the servo of Rusty got badly damaged. But thankfully I was able to fix it with a new servo arm and a new servo attachment to it, and the arm is now working perfectly fine. So hopefully this will be the last little upgrade for the old boy, because he really is starting to show his age. So with Leviathan, the new setup is all working really well. A few little bits and pieces to do next to it is the spikes on the top, but all in all, it's working really well. As for Monty was to fix a new top panel to it and add the mace back on, and it's driving really well again, back up and running. New addition to Mecha Mayhem donated by Team Trash Bin, a Chinese team that came to our last Mecha Mayhem event, is this one, Big Boy. I really love this design of machine and I can't wait to see how well it does next year at the Mecha Mayhem events. Another bot donated to us was from Team Maniac, which is a new pusher robot, and we've called it Blue. More on this to come. So yeah, that's all the machines repaired for next year. So I hope this little video showed you a little bit behind the scenes of what I do with Mecha Mayhem and the live events that I'm putting on here over in Northern Ireland. really looking forward to seeing what we can do in 2025. That we do have big plans. The big plan is to try and build a Beetleweight arena and start focusing on trying to get that up and running, and hopefully get more teams to come over from the UK to compete with the Beetleweight events and also the Antweight events as well. We did have a good test with the two weight classes we're going to do with Mecha Mayhem, which is the 450 gram weight class and also the normal 150 kg one. But you can mess around. We don't have the 4 cube centimeter rule thing. It's basically have at it and have fun. But until then, I hope you all have a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year, and I'll see you all in 2025. Bye bye.